guys, that's me back on my way to Stanmore Hospital. I've had a few problems obviously the last few days. When I got back on Saturday, tell you what, I'll turn the camera around. When I got back on Saturday, I'm still having the or when I was discharged on Saturday, I was still having the effects of the blocker. That's all I can say. As I got home and I felt fine, absolutely fine, and by about 8 o'clock, I don't know what happened, but it's like a light was switched, like a switch was flicked, you know, and I was in absolute agony. And I've been on the medication, obviously, the painkillers aren't doing the fucking thing. So I suffered it Saturday night and most of Sunday, but I had to go to A&E last night. Basically this cast, my leg's swollen up, and the cast is cutting into my leg, into my ankle and everything, because it's all swelling up, and naturally you have to, that's why I've got this half board, or fuck knows what it's called now, I can't remember, but that's why I've got that on there, so let room for expansion. But it's not enough, it's swelling up so much, but I can't even have a piss properly. I'm just, all my fluids run into my leg. I've not been to the toilet since Thursday, so, you know, for a number two. That's, no, sorry, Friday morning. It's just, I don't feel good at all. And I went to A&E this morning, early hours this morning at Maidstone, and they were gonna, well, they gave me morphine. They said, like, we'll cut that cast off and help you out, and, you know, get you sort of settled, and had a cannula and all that sort of stuff put in. And I said to them, no, don't cut the cast off, because they were scared what was underneath it. When they started to pull the ribbon back, all the stuff back, they were like, literally, what's that? And they were, when I said to them obviously what I had done, they were like, whoa. And me and Wendy both said, like, do you know what, you've given me some morphine, I'm grateful. It's took me out of the, you know, got me back to normal for a few hours. A bit drowsy, but when basically I come home and I phoned up Stanmore, and they said come straight in and they'll redress it today. So I'm on my way there now, but there's no one there. The woman said to me on the phone, there's no one there to prescribe me any heavier medication for the pain. I can't bear the pain, honestly, I'm not joking. It is absolutely unreal. It is. I would never have had this operation if I knew it was going to be this bad. I'd have just took the, you know, took the not been able to walk anywhere for the rest of my life, just to not have this. This is something else. This is yeah. Well, let's see what happens. Well, here I am on the 16th of September. I'm obviously back home. Yesterday went to Stanmore and got the dressing changed, the cast, the back slab changed, and I'm in a much better place now. They gave me a bottle of morphine as well to take in 5ml doses, but I've had 2 doses of it yesterday, and I haven't had any today, and it is night and day what it does. I turn all drowsy and I can't talk. It's all like gibberish, but it literally knocks me out to the point that I just want to sleep. And last night, for the first time, I think I was in bed asleep by 9 o'clock. I woke up just gone 4 this morning, and I was pretty much pain-free. And I went back asleep again till 6, half 6, something like that. Got up at 7, and my wife's given me a proper wash today. It was lovely. Honestly, I just feel so much better. I've even had a shave, cut my hair, shaved my head. First time since last Thursday. So when you do it every day, or at least every other day, it feels really bizarre. I felt really scruffy and really, yeah, I feel much better today. But I'm going to make a start soon on doing some of my French road trip video editing. I'm just going to have a little chill out for about an hour, because I've just tried to go to the toilet, and I'll be honest, it takes its toll on me getting up and trying to move around for a bit. So I'm in a bit of pain again now, but with my leg up this high, it doesn't take long, and it sort of yeah, the numbness comes back to it, and yeah, I should be all right. But look, I've set up the other day. I've got my computer here, my MacBook, I've got 2 hard drives there. One's running Final Cut Pro, or the background stuff for Final Cut Pro, and this is the one I took to France. I've even moved my monitor down from upstairs, my 32-inch monitor. I used a bit of wood at the garage to put it on the glass table, so I'm not going to smash it or crack it. But I'll have the laptop on my lap. Wendy's bought me a little table, a little what do you call it, a tray, so I can sit here, put the laptop on it, and get going. But I'm looking forward to doing it. She's off work with me today. She's off for the next week and a half, I think. I say she's off. She's working from home, so she's actually going to start working from home tomorrow. I think she'll be upstairs on the computer constantly, in silence, instead of being in a busy office. But I really appreciate her, her being here and supporting me. And I couldn't do this so far. Where I am now, I couldn't be here without her. She's been instrumental in it all. And I'm just moving my chairs around, getting comfortable. Bought this new sofa, which I can't really show you, but it's a recliner. But it was all for this operation. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. I'm far too tight to go and spend this sort of money on furniture. I could have spent it on a bike, couldn't I? But typical, my neighbour's having his garden done now, and all I can hear is drilling and banging and stuff like that. But it's only going to be a few days, and it'll be back to rest and relaxation. But yeah, I'm going to start getting some of my footage uploaded really for my France trip, and see if I can get a video out for this weekend. It's Tuesday today, the 16th of September. So hopefully for this Saturday, I'll try and do it for Saturday, because I only do it for Sundays normally because I need the day to edit and do stuff. But since I've got that this week, I should be fine. I'll have a video out hopefully for Saturday, but I might put out a little spoiler for it if I do, so people know it's coming. That's on my other channel. If you haven't subscribed already, you bloody should do. Anyway, guys, thanks. I hope that's a nice little update for you. And yeah, I had a dinner last night. Wendy done a roast dinner. She was supposed to do it Sunday, but she had to put the chicken in the fridge because we just couldn't do it Sunday with all the aggravation and the hospital and stuff like that. So I had the biggest dinner last night I've had in a week, easily a week. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it, especially sitting on my new tray. When I was a kid, I remember we had those trays when I was a kid. For for just if you're watching TV or something like that, it weren't sort of thing you sit down and have the family wouldn't sit down and have the dinner on trays. But it did take me back to being a little kid when you're not well. You're sitting on the couch and your mum brings you in a tray, and But hey, I've got everything I need here. I've got the computer here. I've got the TV over there, which I'm very lucky because I can definitely see it. And yeah, hopefully, guys, that's a little update for you, and also to let you know that I'm in better spirits today. A night's sleep will do anything, do wonderful things for you, won't it? Eh? So, yeah, the future's looking up, looking good.
Good morning, it's Tuesday today. So I've not spoke much since Saturday, I think. After Saturday, obviously Aaron had obviously the great news that he was coming home. It was just the best news that we'd ever heard. Thought it was going to be originally Monday, then we thought it was possibility Sunday, but to be suddenly Saturday was just wow. We couldn't have been more happier. Little did we know what the next 48 hours was going to entail. It's been tough. Really tough. We knew this journey wasn't going to be an easy ride, and it was going to be tough, but I didn't imagine it to be as bad as it was. Obviously we got home Saturday, felt nice to be home. Obviously Evan did struggle a bit trying to get comfortable and not be in pain in the way home. Obviously we've been stuck on the car longer than planned, didn't obviously help it either, but it was nice to be home. We had some dinner, had some food, and then within an hour it was literally like a click of a switch, he was suddenly in pain, and that pain never went. No matter what the drugs we had, we'd gone through them all, and we was taking them at the right sort of time. It just there was no let up for him, and it was just awful to see and to experience, and just be that I couldn't, I didn't have answers for him. I didn't have a magic wand that couldn't sort of take that pain away. It was tough. So much so, about 1 o'clock Sunday morning, he was ready to rip the cast off, which obviously is not a good idea. And I tried to stop him because, one of the things they said was don't interfere with the cast, because if it gets infected, then that's when shit gets real, and that's the least of what we need right now. I think what he was trying to do is just trying to get the pressure off. He thought that the pressure was on was too tight, and it was around his ankles, and that's what was hurting. He released it a tiny bit. I don't think it did much difference, but we packed it back up and left it at that. It obviously didn't do much good for him. He was then going to, I offered to take him to our local A&E in Maidstone. He didn't want to go. The reason being is that they don't know the history of what's just happened, and they didn't want him to, he didn't want them to suddenly start interfering or not knowing what was behind the cast, and to make it worse, which I understand. However, he was just suffering. Needless to say, the rest of the night was non-existent. He was just in pain and trying to get some sleep, but I think that's when it's worse, when you're trying to obviously sleep lying down. The pain just is just horrible. So yeah, neither of us got much sleep. Sunday, I honestly couldn't tell you what happened Sunday. It's such a blur. It was just a horrible day. Aaron didn't eat all day. I think he drank a tiny bit. No matter what the drugs we were giving him, he just couldn't get out of pain. And he was sitting down the whole entire time with his foot lifted. We were just trying to hold on till Monday, because we'd been told and been given details of people we can speak to at the hospital. They made it very clear we can call them at any time of day, or not any time of day, but give them a call at any time, and they will always call us back. However, unfortunately, we later found out that, you can call them at any time. However, I think they just work off his hours. I'd left them a message at, 11 o'clock Saturday night, and obviously they never replied, but we were just trying to see if we can bear and grin it. Obviously Erin, try and bear and grin it till Monday, so we can actually speak to Stanmore and to get some advice and hopefully some help. Unfortunately, it just got to Sunday, or it was early hours of Monday morning. We just couldn't cope anymore. Excuse me. We, because Stanmore Hospital doesn't have an A&E, we couldn't just sort of rock up. They have opening and closing times, and obviously security to get through different places. So by, at 3 o'clock Monday morning, I would have happily driven to Stanmore to try and help, but it would be a pointless feat. And also by doing that, you are just... we would be there about 4:30 and in the morning, and they wouldn't open until 8:30, and he's not comfortable in that car, so it just seemed silly to do that. Again, we had no sleep at all that Sunday evening, and so much so it got to about 5 o'clock, and Evan said, look, should we just go to Maidstone Hospital, or I can just ask them to just cut off, give me some pain, stronger pain, morphine, and get this cast off and reset it. And I said, well, ultimately that's all you're wanting to do, to relieve the pain and to get stronger painkillers. So we went down there, and to be honest, we were seen like literally within minutes. The nurse who saw us was lovely. She took us straight through his triage and gave him morphine straight away, and then obviously all the other checks that they did. When a doctor come round, he wasn't exactly the most enthusiastic doctor, only because he didn't know what was underneath. And we've already told the story 3 times by then, what operation he had. I'd showed him the discharge, explained what had been done, but he still seemed a bit oblivious to what actually, I don't think he really probably understood what exactly the surgery that Erin had, which I probably can understand because it's very complex surgery. So it was not like your standard broken foot injury. So he went away, come back with another person and another person. It was another lady, I don't know what her name was, but she seemed a little bit more confident than anybody else, until they started and then saw the bandaging underneath his tucked by this top of his foot. Then I was worried about what was underneath because I didn't know. So that's when they got a bit scared. And by then, Erin had just kind of lost faith. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't particularly confident, if I'm honest, with what they were going to do and if they were actually going to make it worse. And we just thought, you know what, we've had our we've had the morphine, so it took obviously the edge away. It made Erin calm down a bit, but we just thought, you know what, now by the time then was about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we said, you know what, time we get home we can call Stanmore. They should be open about 9 and we can drive over to Stanmore. They obviously know exactly what's been done. It seemed at the time the right thing to do, but obviously it didn't work out. So we then we left. I think they were a little bit put out, but also I think they were a bit relieved that they weren't going to start opening up a can of worms. So we went home, waited, I think that really not long, I think it was probably about half an hour, and someone called Erin straight back after leaving a message. They were good, they'd obviously gone through, I don't know exactly what was said because Erin spoke to him, but basically they went through some things and said, look, come down, come and see us about 12 o'clock and we'll redo your cast for you, and stressed that you wanted stronger painkillers. They advised that there was no doctor on site and they wouldn't be able to get anything stronger for him. Obviously Erin did said it wasn't good enough, and they said, right, we'll see what we can do, but try and get here for 12. So we waited an hour, tried to sleep for an hour just to get 1 hour skip, because by now we'd been awake for I don't know how many hours, well, over 24 hours. So we had an hour, well, half an hour sleep, but it was enough just to feel a little bit refreshed and hit the M25. And of course that's what we did, and stuck on their car park with a traffic accident. But we made it there, and we were seen quite quickly, taken to the plaster room, where they took the plaster off. So which Erin said it was instant relief. However, when they refitted the plaster, he was back in pain again. The nurse, or I'm not sure who it was, but advised that the pain that he's getting from both sides of his ankles is actually nerve pain, not where the actual cast is tight. But obviously thinking back, it kind of makes sense now and a bit of a clearer head, because where he had his tendons swapped around from left to right, is that's giving him the pain and the nerve pain, which is obviously not touching it. They said that they would prescribe him morphine, which is obviously what he wanted, and I went with the doctor or the assistant to the pharmacy to get that, and he did say to me that he's obviously had a major surgery. It's gonna, there's lots of things there that he's had done, and the nerve pain is, it's gonna be up there with pain. So we then came home, and and had some more morphine and settled for a few hours. And I have to say, that evening he was suddenly a different person. He was half back to himself. He also managed to have some dinner, obviously not much of it, but it's a vast improvement to what he had ate for the last sort of 2-3 days. And he was tired, obviously exhausted, but he was comfortable, which was all we could really ask for. So that was that. Then by the evening we were both just absolutely shattered, which was kind of good because we thought we might actually sleep. And went to bed, and we fell asleep, instantly. And for the first time in 4 or 5 days, we've actually had a decent night's sleep, and I can't tell you what a difference that makes. So yeah, this morning is a totally different day. Evan is a totally different person today. He's just having a normal Evan back. He's brighter, he's more comfortable, he's got up, we've had a nice little manual wash, he's changed his clothes, he's had a shave, and I could wash my hair. It makes you feel so much better. Yeah, it's a bit more manageable. It's fine to a degree if he's settled, which is where he spends most of his time. Obviously sitting down with his foot up, but if he goes to the toilet or lifts, as soon as he stops elevating that foot, the pain kicks in and he really, really struggles. So but at least now he's not in pain. We're just sitting there in pain. The pain is bearable, manageable whilst he's sitting down. So we've made a huge progress in the last 24 hours. So it's such a relief, real relief, because I didn't think this day would come. It just feels like a long time since we've got here. So today is just, feels first day of a bit of normality. It's my last day of holiday today, and Emma's downstairs. He's settled, he's on his laptop, keeping himself occupied, and I never thought I'd say this out loud, but I'm actually enjoying doing some housework, just doing some mundane, normal house chores to just get back to reality. So just it's for the first time in, say, 4 days, it just feels like we're starting to, we've gone over that, the tough times, and it can only get slowly easier from now. As of tomorrow, I'm back to work. However, my work have very kindly let me spend the next week and a half working from home, and I need to do that, to be honest. I don't know if it's going to be even longer, but I don't know if I'll be allowed or what. I've just obviously got to address the situation next week, because obviously a lot could change between now and then. But at the minute, he needs so much help, and I certainly couldn't leave the house for 10 hours and just leave him on his own. So so I'm very grateful. I can obviously work from home tomorrow and for the next week and a half, which he needs, and then it's not till next Thursday. Got another day off, where we've got to take him back to Stanmore. It's just a shame the hospital is so far away, because I've just got to take a whole day because the appointment's at midday, but time it takes to get there, be seen, and then come back, it's most of my working day is over. But hey ho, it's one of those things. But things are starting looking good, so all good for me. See you soon.